No huddle shotgun. And give to Thurman Thomas. And he has a first down to the 37-yard line. This time, no running back as they use a triple right with Thomas out there and throw to him. Another first down at the Raider 49. 13 more.
They forced the Raiders, Dick, into a basic defense, a two-deep defense, calling it, the Raiders can't call anything other than a very basic defense.
Same formation, triple right, and it's Reed now with another first down. 3 plays, 3 first downs, and Buffalo goes from the 25 to the Raider 34. We asked him, is this the biggest game of your life? Are you kidding? He said, by all means. And here's Thomas on the inside handoff. He gets another 5 to the Raider 29. 11 games, including last week against Miami, and they've scored 8 touchdowns in the opening drive.
Played by the Raiders, so Kelly knows exactly what he's getting.
Over the middle, open is Thomas. First down at the 20. Oh my! Tackled by Robinson.
So they're just isolating the linebackers inside, and the Raiders at this point, you see them. Now they're going to have to stop play and get themselves regrouped.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to spend a timeout right now. Art Shell trying to stop the tide. Thurman for 9 more. Now they've taken Benson and Robinson out. Oh, Robinson comes back in. So does Ellison. And the throw is to McKellars, the tight end. Keith McKellar to the 11.
The Raiders stayed in their basic defense even after a timeout. So they must feel very confident. One of the problems would be Ricky Ellison, number 50, who made that stop. Ricky's strictly a run defender.
The first score is nullified. Now second and goal. Oh, a bad snap, and Kelly somehow gets out of the trouble. And throws to Lofton for a touchdown. Yards to the veteran Lofton, one of the great players in the National Football League in his 13 seasons. Never got this far at Green Bay or with the Raiders, but now the veteran Lofton, who gets the big plays, lights up the board with the first 6 for Buffalo.
Greg Townsend lost his contain on Kelly. When he saw the ball on the ground, he went in or after it, and Kelly picked it up and ran right outside where he belonged.
Scott Norwood nails the extra point, and they're happy in Buffalo. They lead 7-0. Nothing as Jim Kelly dissects one of the best defenses in the league. 6 for 6 on that opening drive, and the touchdown throw to Lofton of 13 yards. Kelly, who throws a party for his teammates after every home game, trying to assure himself that it'll be all smiles and fun about 4 hours from now here in Buffalo. 19. Steve Smith and Marcus Allen with him, and he comes out gunning. Lots of time down the middle to Fernandez, and a first down at the Raider 45. Not unlike that play of Game 5 of the regular season when Schrader went to Fernandez deep over the middle.
That's what the Raiders like, that 20
climbs of the CFL before coming to Los Angeles, a star in the Canadian League. Play action for Schrader again. And wide open is Galt, and Willie Galt skids out of bounds at the Bills' 30-yard line.
And speaking with Al Davis last night, he said we have to score with these guys. We can't expect to control the ball and keep them off the field. We've got to score. And here's a good look at Willie Galt, straight up the field. Behind all that was a play pass that held the linebackers just long enough for Willie to get a clean release.
Boy, 2 plays, 50 yards for the Raiders. 26 to Fernandez, 24 to Galt.
The Raiders aren't going to be intimidated by that drive. They're going to come out with one.
Line up in an eye this time with Smith and Allen. Marcus gets his first carry of the game. Talley can't get him, but slows him down enough that Allen able to make only 5 before Bentley can make the tackle.
Marcus was stopped there, Dick. He was stopped, and somehow he spun off and got going the other way. In fact, the crowd was cheering the tackle, and he still made another 5 yards.
Allen having trouble getting his right shoe back on. Tim Brown is in this big crowd standing, cheering that Bills defense on 3rd and 5. And there's the throw. Oh, he can't hang on. Mervin Fernandez, incomplete is the call. The pass was there. Fernandez unable to tuck it away. And so the Raiders will attempt a field goal as Jeff Gossett comes in to hold for Jeff Jaeger. At a 49-yarder into the wind at the Coliseum last week. In the bank. So the Raiders don't get the 7, but like the Bills, are able to score on their opening possession. 9:11 left in the first period.
So now he's in there. Lewis, number 21, is the coverage man.
Out of the shotgun, and they go deep for Lofton. He's got it. And out of bounds at the Raider 23.
Now that was against Lionel Washington, supposedly the best coverage man for the Raiders, but Lofton still has the speed. But what a championship effort to go after that ball. That was, you'd almost say, superhuman effort. He knew the stakes, and he was possessed going for that ball.
He was 9 years old when his dad took him to Super Bowl I in the Coliseum. Kelly gets a second chance. Gonna run it. And finds shelter on the far sidelines after an 11-yard gain. Robinson chased him out of bounds.
Extremely well executed. Kelly, number 1, a great passer. Thomas, a fine runner. And these guys are caught in between. The minute they really tee off, Thurman Thomas or Kelly are going to be running. There it is now. There it goes.
Thomas breaking tackles. He has a touchdown.
A basic draw, and Thurman Thomas says this is his play. This is his best play. All 4 Raider defensive linemen were coming up the field. There was a lot of running room, and of course this is one of the very best running backs in football.
2 possessions and 2 impressive quick marches engineered by Kelly, and Thomas with a payoff run of 12. To go in the first quarter, and the Bills already with 14. Sunday are really in a wonderful groove. It just appears the Raiders, at least on those 2 possessions, didn't come close to stopping.
Well, apparently what the Raiders practiced against wasn't good enough. They didn't get a good enough picture in preparation for this game, because right now the Bills are quicker and are executing so much better, and the Raider style of getting their 4 defensive linemen to smash up that field, blast between people, is killing them. And we'll show you after this kickoff, we'll get a look at why.
And there's Howie Long with that fractured hand. They've got the bandage around the thumb as well. Marcus Allen gets away from Bruce Smith. But coming cross field to make the hit, Leonard Smith, the safety man, after a gain of 4 or 5.
Smith made a beautiful play. He took just the right angle to cut Marcus off.
Incomplete. And the pressure was applied by Jeff Wright, the nose tackle, who chased Schrader to the far sidelines, where his pass was errant on the run.
He just threw that ball into the ground, Dick. He got rid of it. He didn't want to take a chance with an interception. Good thinking, other than the fact that the Raiders haven't even slowed the Bills down yet.
Down lineman, a linebacker, and 6 defensive backs. And there goes Howie Long reacting to some movement. We'll see whether or not big Howard Ballard pulled him offside. Long.
That's the best play the Raiders have had right there.
That's
5-yard penalty.
Still no huddle for the Bills. And there's Andre Reed, the Pro Bowler, out to the 45 of the Raiders, where it'll be 3rd and a long one, 14.
Dick, we talked about it before the game. Everyone knew that Reed crossing the middle or Thomas coming out of the backfield was the key, and the Raiders haven't cut them off at all.
Well, that great draft in '85 with wide receivers. There's Thurman Thomas burrowing for the first down to the Raider 40-yard line. Long made the tackle. You had the Al Toones and Jerry Rices and Eddie Browns, and he was around till the 4th round.
Well, you see, the Raiders are all playing standing up. They're playing against the blockers who were standing up, and Thomas went underneath it.
Thomas, one-handed catch. Well, he can do everything. Here's the man that leads the NFL in all-purpose yards last year, again this year, rushing and receiving. What a package. He's looking for Thomas and finds him. And it's Is that it? Yes, it is intercepted by Gary Lewis. It went right out of the hands of Thomas to Lewis, who was covering him, and the Raiders get a much-needed turnover defensively from Lewis, the rookie from Alcorn State. 2nd and 12. How'd he get out of that? Schrader sliding as his skills developed at UCLA and then for 4 years in the Toronto Blue Jay organization.
A blitz.
Schrader just does get it. Intercepted by Darryl Talley. Talley at the 10. Talley, touchdown, Buffalo. Darryl Talley from West Virginia. He had a touchdown on an interception during the regular year. The #1 tackler on this Bills defense. He said to us one day, he said, you know, I would have been a terrific Raider. Well, the Raiders don't think he's so terrific. It's 20-3 Buffalo.
Schrader didn't even see him.
Norwood has the extra point, and it's 21-3 Buffalo on a 27-yard touchdown return by Darryl Talley.
A combination of pressure by Smith right here, combination of pressure coming underneath again. Wisniewski this time. Now you'll see the throw, and Talley will be right in the way of the throw. See him standing right here, and the ball is going to be thrown right to him. So he was zoning off, and Schrader didn't account for him.
Showed pretty good speed. Tim Brown couldn't bring him down from behind.
Now you'll see Talley dropping right to this area and just standing there. Meanwhile, Smith put so much pressure on Schrader he has to move, and there's Talley just in the way. Now I can't tell you why Talley was there. It looked like he had someone to cover who must have been blocking, so he just dropped back and stood there right in the way.
First. Gets it again, and with it a first down. He ran well against the Bills in the regular season. So the Raiders get their first down rushing the football. Leon Seals made the tackle. Al Davis, former coach, general manager, and managing partner of the Raiders. He is Mr. Raider, the win baby win man, but he's going to have to find some real magic for his club to rally from this impressive start in Buffalo today. The lone running back on first down. And Smith gets it again. Hit hard, but look at the drive of Smith, who's a 240-pound fullback who used to block for D.J. Dozier with the Nittany Lions in their championship year of '86 under Joe Paterno. Marcus, the passing game, let's not risk another interception, trying this fairly rarely used Steve Smith. There's Robisky as we're down to the final minute of this opening quarter. 3rd and 4. Schrader guns incomplete. That wasn't near either Fernandez or Horton. End of the first quarter. All Buffalo 21-3.
Marcus came to the outside and Talley came out to cover him. Now this is just what the Raiders want. When you can get that running back outside with a much bigger and less active linebacker covering him, but Schrader had something else in mind. What worries me right this minute, Dick, Schrader looks rattled. He's thrown 2 errant passes, 1 interception, and the last incomplete pass, and they're going to have to settle this guy down. It's that simple.
So we start the second quarter. The Bills leading 21-3, and Nate Odoms will be their punt return man. As you look at Schrader, perhaps getting some counsel and comfort from upstairs, his tutor, the quarterback coach Mike White.
Well, when he's played well, they've won, but of course you can say that about any quarterback and any team. But he has made the big plays, the big deep passes that Davis likes so much. But right now he's going to have to complete 60 or 70%. Well, Art's being tested today, no question about it. And all the adjustments now are being made by the assistant coaches, the guys that have their specific responsibilities. There's 𝐑𝐢𝐜𝐡, and it's in Dave's hands, so to speak. He's the guy that's responsible for calling the defenses and deciding who should be playing and how to. But he hasn't blitzed yet. Maybe they just have such a fear of blitzing, and I don't blame them, but they're going to have to do something like that.
Well, Thurman Thomas shreds away, and it's another Buffalo first down at the 31. The old McCall, Barry, as you're watching. Here he comes again. Thurman Thomas to the 15, first down Buffalo. 1 yards and a touchdown this first half. Give it to the hot back again. Only it's a different back, same position. It's the former Texas Twister Kenneth Davis from TCU, and he gets good yardage, nearly 6.
This much.
Davis again, and he does twist all the way to the 6-yard line and very close to a first down. Golik couldn't get him down with the initial hit.
He's a hefty guy. Just look how he could punt now if he tried.
3rd and inches, and Thurman Thomas has a 1st and goal for Buffalo. Greg Townsend made the tackle. Unstoppable has Marv Levy's offense been these last 2 weeks of playoff action. Heavier backs now as Mueller comes in, the fullback, along with Thomas. They're looking for roll. Kelly will run it in. Does he get there? No. They stop him right on the doorstep.
For the top.
Kenneth Davis is the tailback. Davis, touchdown.
Right in behind Wilford, the left tackle, Richter and Hall, right in behind them, and just splitting the Raiders that time.
Norwood for the extra point. Block, and it does not skid through. How to get the name of the Raider that got in there. That's one of the few bright spots for them that limits the Bills.
Right now,
to 6 instead of 7.
Whoever did that would be the MVP as of this minute.
Here's the touchdown by
Great job
Davis.
of blocking by Richter. He pulled and trapped outside. Beautiful job. Well, let's see who got a hold of this, because at this point, it looks
Number
like
70, Scott Davis.
As far as Scott Davis is concerned, right now he's the MVP for the Raiders with that blocked extra point.
Marv Levy, who was a special teams coach for many years under the late George Allen, doesn't like to see that. But he must get consolation quickly by a look at the scoreboard.
But that might have been some dramatics on his part, because he has a dominating football team.
Well, they're knowledgeable here. As soon as they saw Schrader try to bark out an audible, they raised the intensity of the crowd noise. Allen gets the first down at the 39. Shane Conlon, the tackler. It's through the 80s, there were some good teams that won close championship games. Ethan Horton, one of the stars last week against Cincinnati. Former first-round pick as a running back from North Carolina, fights for 5 or 6. Talley and Smith make the stop. Outside it goes to Tim Brown. Brown, the ex-Heisman winner from Notre Dame, is to the Buffalo 46-yard line. They sent those decals over, and the offensive linemen are wearing them today. Schrader, and he had Brown open, but in a hurry, they're not getting the ball.
Well, that was a play that Kelly made earlier on that drive going the other way for Buffalo, and Schrader failed to make it.
6 minutes to go in the first half. 27-3 Buffalo. Incomplete to Horton. No flag. He thought he was hit early. Good coverage by Leonard Smith.
That it's inflaming every time he tries to move.
On first down at the 20, the little screen to Thurman Thomas. Look at him pick his way. 15 yards for Thomas. And with 15 yards, that gives the Bills 261 yards in this first half. They had 300 in the first half last week against Miami. Jerry Robinson.
The outside on a quick screen pattern.
Now Thomas on a sweep around the left side has enough juice to get around the corner. Ricky Ellison made the stop.
Well, at this point, the Raiders are just getting out hit, out hustled, and it's a state of mind.
In the first half last week, 27 points again this week, and they've got almost 5 minutes yet to go. Thomas appears to have another first down at the 47, and the Bills now just saying, try to stop our run. Here comes Kenneth Davis in, and Thomas gets a hand as he comes out.
It's all supposition, but suppose the Bills win. Then people like Tom, they just appear to be the best I've seen this year.
And they're going deep for Tasker. Steve Tasker to the 9-yard line. Well, they underestimated the backfield now. Give us to Davis. Davis to the 3-yard line. Kenneth Davis has scored on a 2-yard touchdown run. It was the next play that completed an 80-yard Buffalo march in 7 plays, and what would appear now to be so early in the game. Schrader throws it right to Buffalo. This is Nate Odoms at the 30. Odoms to the 38. It's all Buffalo today here in West New York. Washington Redskins scored 38 against the Los Angeles Rams a few years ago for the all-time mark. And Lofton trying to give the Bills the record as he catches it inbounds at the 8-yard line.
There's a flag down.
Lionel Washington tried to hold him at the line of scrimmage and just lost track of him. See, Lionel is trying to hold him up rather than run with him. And he got, once James was by Lionel, it was over.
A flag down apparently against the Raiders.
That would have to be defensive holding.
First and goal at the 8. Lofton for a touchdown.
Lionel Washington tried the same thing again. Still trying to muscle with James, and he can't do it. It's that simple. He tried to muscle with him right at the line. Take a look here. Try to hold him up. And Lofton's so experienced. He started to the outside and then just pushed Washington past him for an easy touchdown.
In NFL career, Norwood hits the extra point. You've just seen a record-scoring first half in National Football League playoff actions. Many of them do not fit in light of the disaster in the Gulf War. It's halftime in Buffalo. Welcome back to Buffalo, ready for the second half kickoff. We talked about Buffalo. How about the Raiders? The most points in 32 playoff games. They've ever allowed 33. That was in Super Bowl II.
Well, they're playing a dynamite football team that's incensed at their best, inspired, and this is one of the best teams I've seen in recent years. It goes down with the Bears, the Giants, and the 49ers. And healthy.
Schrader run out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
You don't want to belabor Smith, but he's not moving well, Vic. He's not 100%. I mean, that time he was smoothly blocked.
Together of the team and coaches and decided, hey, we've got to start focusing. And they all credit that moment to the start of the success of this season. Schrader will run it again. To the Buffalo 49-yard line. Let's go back to Bruce Smith and what's going on.
Smith's going to be confronted by Steve Wright, the right tackle, coming up the field, and Steve just in good position. You see Smith just Steve trying to take it out on him, but Bruce just isn't himself right this minute, and he's not going to get better.
NFL history, 41-3. Marcus Allen, who had only 10 yards rushing the entire first half, while his counterpart with the Bills, Thurman Thomas, racked up 109. Seals and Smith in on that tackle.
It's really the test the character of a football team to be out of a game, totally out of a game, and still continuing to play with real intensity.
Kirby Jackson and Tim Brown. First down at the Bills 44. Blitz from Jackson, and he gets him. Kirby Jackson on a corner blitz.
Well, they'd brought him before, and he hadn't quite got there. This time, Schrader had a pass developing well down the field, so Schrader was going to take time to get there. You see 47 coming on the left of the screen. No one there to block him naturally. And Schrader wasn't looking to that side, and so he just didn't see him coming.
Well, and occupying. Screen to Allen up the middle. He has some moves. Allen finally ducks out of bounds at the 35-yard line, close to a first down. Nate Odom's closest Bill.
At this point, the Raiders are playing good, solid football and attempting to execute and move the ball.
Raiders got their only points of field goal on their first possession. Schrader on top, has a man. Fernandez intercepted. Mark Kelso ducks in front, and Kelso from William and Mary picks it off.
Kelso coming back from a broken leg.
Suffered against the Raiders in their game 5 of the season. He's a ball hawk, took it right away from Fernandez. Oh, the mighty Bill. And while he had the presence while they're carting him off, make sure someone took care of the kids. And the ground game now, Buffalo will certainly be their inspiration as they start at the 5-yard line. And Thurman.
That would cost them the opportunity to win the Super Bowl.
Kelly stays with the no huddle, and with 21 seconds on the play clock, he runs another ground play to Thomas.
A Raider defense, but that's the case.
On third down, Thomas at the 15. That'll be very close. Townsend wraps him up. After the punt, Schrader takes over at the Buffalo 43. Intercepted 3 times today. He gets the comeback pattern to Mervin Fernandez to the Buffalo 30 and a first down. So Schrader, and we give too much credit and too much blame on that position, but from the looks of Schrader's jersey, Smith's had a hand on him. Marcus Allen inside the 25-yard line. Talley and Wright made the tackle. That Jeff Wright doesn't get a lot of calls, but with all the attention given.
Blitz.
And they get it to Allen. Fights to the 21, but that'll leave him shy of the first down. Into the end zone to Willie Gault, and flags go down as Gault and Nate Odoms were pairing down that far sidelines.
Well, it's mighty easy to criticize a team that's down 41-3, but that was 4th down. You'd think you'd huddle up and come up with the best possible play. I guess they got a little fortunate there. Defensive holding.
Schrader, who hears his name being called from the fans, gets it to Tim Brown inside the 10. The fans ragging Jay Schrader a bit here, who had a 3-interception day and the 2.5. Marcus Allen. He appears to have the first down at the 5. Well, does anyone make more interesting definitive moves right at the handoff? I mean, he gives himself an option to go so many different places with that first step of his. That was an example. He saw that he was pinned in, and then he made the quick move straight ahead for a yard gain. Seals and Talley with the tackle.
That's the one great asset that O.J. Simpson has had throughout his career, was he could see so much. And Marcus has the same trait. He can see so much happening in front of him and almost read those blocks before they occur.
Allen was likened to Bruce Smith. Somebody blow a whistle before Smith takes the handoff. He's done about everything else this year.
78 defense. After distance of the goal line.
Bruce Smith gets the call. Half of distance. Marcus Allen and Schrader collide, and Schrader actually made the tackle on his running back as he stumbled forward to the line of scrimmage. Wide open is the man in blue, Leonard Smith. Oh my. Schrader under pressure, threw the ball, and the only man close to it was a Buffalo Bill, Leonard Smith. Thank you very much. Leonard Smith with the interception. Boy, the Bills are sky high. He joins Kelso and Talley, a return 127 yards.
He'll be better next year, the next year, and the next year.
Thomas. And he gets out to about the 39-yard line.
Well, we see the Bills huddling up now, taking more time off the clock.
Oh, what a terrible way to end a season. Schrader, who had a great start, then he had that November slump where he didn't throw a touchdown. Then he rallied his team, had 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions the last 5 games of the regular season, and then you finish your year and have a disastrous day like this.
Well, I'm sure in the back he just wants to get on the field again and erase whatever he can of this performance. Hit one or two passes, something.
3rd down 3. Keller again. He can motor, and he's down to the 36-yard line of Los Angeles. Jerry Robinson tagged him. Jerry later. How the Bills would match up, and we'll curious my partner Bill Walsh about that. Thurman Thomas. Boy, did he get out of the box like he wanted that play. He has a first down at the 21.
We were talking about Jamie Mueller. What a beautiful block he made to Spring Thomas.
Almost 1,300 rushing during the regular season. Davis.
Ooh, Mueller again.
Oh, did he level?
Lionel Washington
the corner.
was decked.
Mueller just destroyed Washington on the corner. 2nd down, short 6. Mueller gets a chance to carry. He said, hey, I'd rather block. But no one could tackle me. Finally, the 4th man, Terry McDaniel, Eddie Anderson gets him to the turf. 3rd and 8. Lofton again. Down at the 1-yard line. They're not going to give him the hat trick. That would have been number 3. Lofton disappointed. Oh, he's had a touchdown catch in every playoff game. This is his 5th. As Kelly, it's a matter of to whom do they want to give a score? Well, Kenneth Davis has another. Easily. So Davis, who scored 4 touchdowns rushing on the entire season, has 3 today. So Lofton sets up the hat trick, and it's Davis who puts on the fedora. Norwood makes it 48-3 Buffalo. Darryl Talley has intercepted Schrader, the 5th interception to tie a playoff record. Talley will return one for 27 yards, sets it up at the LA 27. And just moments ago, Scott Norwood, when a 48-3 game is sent in, and kicks a 39-yard field goal to make it 51-3. The Schrader interception ties an NFL playoff mark as you look at Talley, who has one of the 5 interceptions. Well, Ralph Wilson, in his 31st season, part of the original American Football League teams that were organized in 1960. And we talked to Thurman Thomas 2 days ago, and I said, for whom are you going to be most happy if you go to the Super Bowl? A friend, a family, whatever. And he said, I'm going to be happy for Mr. Wilson. He's really made a commitment the last couple of years. The times where money was a little tighter, he's gone. He spent the money. He's kept the good players. He's got Kelly signed to a long-term Rhodes Scholar qualities from Coe College. Might be interesting to see if he'll offer some Shakespearean or
Marv and I worked together.
Byron quote.
He hired me as I was a high school coach, and Marv hired me to coach at the University of California at Berkeley.
What year was that?
That was, please, Dick.
No, I'm just curious.
That was 1960. And Marv and I, along with a lot of other good coaches, took Cal to the very bottom of the Pac-8 at the time.
Here with my old boss, Ralph Wilson. It's been 31 years you've owned this football team. You won a couple of AFL championships, but now you're going to the Super Bowl. Is there any way you can express how you're feeling right now?
Well, of course, LJ, it's a great thrill after all those years to see the team go to the Super Bowl. They played hard all year, and I'm very proud of them, as all the fans are.
It was the second game of the year. I guess after you lost to the Miami game, you came down and you supported Marv Levy and Bill Polian and said, anybody was expendable if they didn't do what the coaches said, and that seemed to get this team's attention and turn things around for it.
Well, I don't want to take the responsibility for that, but they did turn around after the Miami game, or the credit, I should say, and they played hard all year. They've been really determined this year, as evidence out here today.
Any predictions on the Super Bowl?
Pardon me?
Any predictions on the Super Bowl?
You know, OJ, you can't trap me into that. It'll be a great game, and the team will play hard.
Okay, congratulations, Ralph. Back to you, Dick.
Intercepted by Bentley, the 6th of the game. Watch out, he's an ex-Chippewa from Central Michigan. Oh, they ran him down at the 31-yard line. 1:34 to go.
We're right above one of the tunnels where people would leave. No one has walked through that tunnel.
You know, the pictures are much more brilliant than anything we can say the rest of the way. 1:19 to go. Congratulations, Buffalo. The AFC wishes you well in the Super Bowl. Two yards for the winners. 51-3. Buffalo represents the AFC in Super Bowl 25.